Beware, Kate. England has seen 5 Queen Catherines in its history, and their stories haven't always had happy endings. Many still view her as the unassuming Kate. However, when her husband, the Prince of Wales, eventually takes the throne, she will become the 6th Queen Catherine. Kate already carries herself in a regal manner, diligently fulfilling her royal duties with a cheerful spirit. Much has been said about her unwavering composure in the face of intense public scrutiny. Yet, as the author of the new book, The Catherine Code, points out, the challenges faced by today's young royals pale in comparison to the treacherous waters navigated by their predecessors. In earlier times, royal women engaged in a perilous game where a single misstep at court could lead to their demise, and tragically, it often did. Author Bob Casey remarks, Kate's 5 royal namesakes met various ill-fated ends and were frequently mistreated by their husbands. So, Kate, watch out. Catherine de Valois, 1401 to 1437. In 1420, English monarch Henry V married French princess Catherine de Valois after his victorious Battle of Agincourt, solidifying England's ties with France. Tragically, their happiness was short-lived, as the heir to the French throne passed away 2 years later, leaving Queen Catherine a widow. Remarkably, unlike her fellow Queen Catherines, she did give birth to an heir, the future Henry VI, and was the grandmother of Britain's first Tudor monarch, Henry VI. Catherine, the daughter of Charles VI of France and Isabella of Bavaria, had a difficult childhood marked by parental neglect. Her father struggled with bouts of madness, while her mother displayed indifference towards her daughter. Henry V's negotiations for their marriage demanded a substantial dowry and the return of Normandy and Aquitaine, ultimately leading to war against France. Their marriage only took place after the Treaty of Troyes in 1420, which recognized Henry as the regent and heir of France. Catherine was crowned in Westminster Abbey in 1421, joining Henry in France the following year. After his death, she returned to England and resided in Windsor and Baynard's castles. Subsequently, Catherine married a Welsh squire, Sir Owen Tudor, and together they had 3 sons and 2 daughters. Unfortunately, one of their daughters died in infancy. Their eldest son, Edmund, was created Earl of Richmond and became the father of Henry VI. Catherine of Aragon, 1485 to 1536. Catherine of Aragon, portrayed by Joanne Whalley in the drama Wolf Hall, will forever be remembered as Henry VII's first wife, whom he divorced after she failed to provide a male heir, eventually sparking the English Reformation. The daughter of the powerful 15th century couple King Ferdinand of Aragon and Queen Isabella of Castile, Catherine held another notable title as Europe's first female ambassador while serving as the Spanish ambassador to England. Initially, she was married to Henry's older brother, Arthur, and later wed Henry in 1509, 7 years after her first husband's death. Henry aimed to maintain the Spanish alliance and secure her dowry. Catherine bore 6 children, but only one survived, a daughter, Mary I, born in 1516. The absence of a male heir proved insurmountable, and when Anne Boleyn entered the scene as the Queen's lady-in-waiting, it spelled trouble. After Archbishop of Canterbury Thomas Cranmer annulled their marriage instead of the Pope, Henry banished Catherine from court in 1533, cruelly also cutting off contact with their daughter. She passed away 3 years later at the age of 50. In her final letter to Henry, signed as Catherine the Queen, she wrote, "Mine eyes desire you above all things." These are just 2 of the 5 Queen Catherines who graced England's history, each with their own unique and sometimes tragic tales. Kate, as you navigate the royal path, you'll be following in their footsteps, and history will be watching. Catherine Howard, 1523 to 1542. Catherine Howard, the 5th wife of King Henry VIII, is best known for her scandalous history. She was the first cousin of Anne Boleyn and the second cousin of Jane Seymour. Her life took a tragic turn when she was found guilty of adultery and subsequently executed at the Tower of London. Portrayed by Lauren McQueen in Lucy Worsley's 6 Wives, Catherine was a member of the influential Howard family. Her father, Edmund Howard, was the younger son of Thomas, the 2nd Duke of Norfolk, who had served 4 monarchs. Catherine's early life was marked by sexual abuse by her music teacher, Henry Manox. She later fell in love with Francis Dereham and even referred to him as her husband. She also became engaged to her cousin, Thomas Culpeper. Her connection to King Henry VI began in 1539, when she served as a maid of honor to his fourth wife, Anne of Cleves. In 1540, on the same day as the execution of Thomas Cromwell, and following the annulment of his marriage to Anne, King Henry married Catherine. However, Catherine's downfall came when the king discovered her premarital relationships. In 1542, Parliament passed a Bill of Attainder, declaring it treason for an unchaste woman to marry the king. She was subsequently beheaded at the Tower of London 2 days later. Catherine Parr, 1512 to 1548. Catherine Parr, the sixth wife of Henry VI, had been married and widowed twice before she became the king's wife. She gave up her paramour, Thomas Seymour, the first Baron Seymour, to marry the king in 1543 at Hampton Court Palace. Catherine was a patron of the arts and was portrayed by Alice Paton in Lucy Worsley's Six Wives. She was the first English queen to write and publish her own books. Her relationship with the king began when she secured a position in Princess Mary's household in 1542. She became a loving stepmother to Henry VII's 3 children, including the future Mary I, Edward VI, and Elizabeth I. She even became the guardian of her 14-year-old stepdaughter. Catherine Parr played a significant role in Henry VII's passing of the 1543 Third Succession Act, which restored his daughters to the line of succession. After the king's death in 1547, she married her fourth and final husband, Thomas Seymour, making her the most married English queen. Tragically, she died in childbirth a year later. Her funeral marked the first Protestant funeral to be held in English history. Catherine of Braganza, 1638 to 1705. Catherine of Braganza, the daughter of King John IV of Portugal, married King Charles II of England in 1662. Their marriage was part of an important alliance between England and Portugal, granting England trading rights in cities like Tangier, Morocco, and Bombay, India, in exchange for England's support in helping Portugal remain independent from Spain. Unfortunately, Catherine's inability to bear children led to her becoming a target for Protestant extremists who wanted King Charles II to divorce her and marry someone of their faith. In 1678, she was falsely accused of conspiring to poison the king and place his Roman Catholic brother, James, on the throne. Despite these allegations, the king stood by her, and she was cleared of all charges. Following her husband's death in 1685, Catherine returned to Portugal, where she became regent for her ailing brother, Pedro I. Her life was portrayed by Shirley Henderson in Charles I. The Power and the Passion, and one of her claims to fame was her role in popularizing tea drinking. Dear friend, if you like everything new about the royal family and don't want to miss all the novelties, subscribe to our channel and like it. By doing so, you take part in our development. We work for you.